Letterman feud is nowhere near over, but David Letterman's raunchy insults about Governor Palin's daughter started the war. Even Letterman himself called his remarks ugly and unpleasant. But his half-hearted, sarcastic apology last week didn't smooth things over. The furor raged on. And tonight, David Letterman might be really apologizing. During today's pre-taped Late Show, Letterman had this to say. I told a joke that was beyond flawed, and my intent is completely meaningless compared to the perception. And since it was a joke I told, I feel that I need to do the right thing here and apologize for having told that joke. It's not your fault that it was understood, it's my fault. So I would like to apologize, especially to the two daughters involved, Bristow and Willow, and also the governor and her family and everybody else who was outraged by the joke. I'm sorry about it, and I'll try to do better in the future. Now, that was just a part of what Letterman said. You can see the rest online right now at GretaWire.com. And another change of heart, Governor Palin gained a surprising new ally, someone who has not exactly been supportive before, Joy Behar.
You know, I have to say that I'm on her side this time. Not because I didn't think it was sort of okay, because comedians make jokes, but as a parent, as a mother, she's no dummy. She's going for the jugular, and I would too. I would too, as a mother. I would do it.
You remember
not that I would run with her, with McCain against, you know, Obama if I were her. But in this case, I identify with her rage against anybody who says a sexually implying joke about her daughter.
I would have preferred that she said, you apologize to my daughter right now, because you had no business speaking about her for any reason. You don't know her. She's not your kid. Apologize. Someone had made a joke about a pregnant Obama daughter. We'd be just as offended. We'd be just as offended. So it's one of those things. That is the part that's offended.
Let's not eliminate everything else.
She didn't cause this. This is not her fault for bringing her kids with her when she's working.
But the ladies of The View aren't the only ones now supporting the governor. An organization called FireDavidLetterman.com is calling for his job. The group was started by New York State Assemblyman Brian Kolb and documentarian John Ziegler. They're not just writing letters or blogging. They are going to picket the Ed Sullivan Theater tomorrow. Anna Barone and Gwen, lindsay-Jackson, organizers of the protest, join us from New York City. Good evening, both of you. And Anna, in light of the apology tonight by David Letterman, does that change the plans for the protest tomorrow?
Nope, the rally is still going on as planned, 4:30 Eastern Time, ending at 7:30.
Gwen, why are you doing this?
Well, we're doing this because we want to send a message that it's not acceptable to sexualize these two young girls. I mean, for God's sakes, these are private citizens. They didn't do anything. They don't deserve this. It's unacceptable. It's beyond the pale. And it's something that everyone is joining in. You don't have to, it doesn't matter whether you're a conservative, you're a liberal, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're a man, you're a woman. It's unacceptable, and we have to make sure that it stops, and that, you know, that David Letterman is held accountable for this.
You know, Anna, I was looking at the statement, the text of what David Letterman says tonight, and he says that he didn't realize what it was until he was watching Jim Lehrer NewsHour. It took him a little while to come to this realization. Is that stunning to you? I mean, is this, or are you thinking like, you know, this is great that he finally sees the light?
Yes, he finally sees the light, but he already said what he said, and it's too late now. He's already said it, and well, what he said was offensive, and it didn't have to take another show to make him realize that it was horrible.
Is it not, though? I mean, look, I thought it was appalling. I went after David Letterman for it, but isn't sort of the change, or at least like maybe like, you know, it took a lot of pounding of Don Imus. It took a lot of pounding of David Letterman for him to see it. A lot of people defended David Letterman. Nobody seems to get it. But, you know, should we not reward when people finally get it, that they're trivializing women, whether it's Governor Palin, Secretary of State Clinton, or children, or whatever it is? I mean, shouldn't we somehow at least encourage them?
Well, we want to encourage them, but in this case, what's this apology about? This apology is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean the 14-year-old, but I really meant to sexualize the 17 or 18-year-old. I mean, what kind of a message does that send? It's still sexual harassment. It's still outrageous. It's beyond the pale. Even if you had a 25-year-old woman, it's not the age that's the issue. It's the issue of because someone had a baby and they're not married, all of a sudden they're the equivalent of a prostitute, and that's unacceptable for women around the world and in this country.
Anna, how many people do you expect to show up tomorrow? Any idea, and how success, have you gotten any attention to that, your website?
Yes, over 200 people are coming, and they're counting more than 200. and there's over 3,000 people signing the letter on the website.
Gwen, why hasn't CBS said anything? They've been silent on this. I mean, it's not like this joke didn't go through several layers. Start with joke writers, and I mean, others must have seen it at CBS.
Well, you know, I can't speak for them. I would hope that they would at least say something about it. I mean, certainly we're making sure that the public is aware of it. We're calling on CBS and the executives to do something about this and to take it very seriously, because if you let this go, it means simply that, you know, you can open the door for other people, you know, like David Letterman, to make these kind of offensive remarks that really could harm, you know, someone's psyche, the psyche of a 14-year-old, the psyche of an 18-year-old who really didn't do anything to deserve this offensive remark.
And it's not very inspiring to women, whether 14, 18, or whatever. Anna,
Absolutely.
Gwen, thank you both very much.
Thank you, Greta.
Speaking of offensive remarks.